Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short little unboxing video to show you guys. Something new from Protech. I believe by the time you guys are watching this, this will have been unveiled. I think that they told me these were being announced or showcased at Blade Show this year, and that they will soon be going out to various retailers in small batches. So I will link some of the retailers that I like down in the description with Protech knives highlighted so that you guys can check. Don't be surprised if they're not there, right? Just check the links. They might be there, might not be. It does help my channel when you use those links, but that's entirely up to you. Thanks so much to Protech for sending this in. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me, and please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. So, what is it? I have not actually been in here yet. Just the outer packaging stripped off. What do we have? What do we have? I'm pretty sure I know. Oh, it's a different color than I thought it was going to be. This is the production. Let's get it exactly right. Dmitry Sinkovich, Magnacut Oligarch Auto. Very cool. This is a Magnacut blade. So these are made in the United States. Protech knives are not cheap, definitely. And Magnacut is definitely going to make it pretty pricey. I think they told me, I'm going to feel the power again real quick so I can report for you guys. Yeah, it's just this. It's the same that I always feel with Protech. It's very powerful. Something, to be said about these knives is, less expensive automatic knives exist, and there are some companies that make them, well, not entirely, right? A lot of the reason that the price is so much less on some other USA-made autos is because not nearly as much of them are made in the United States. Protech is doing the vast majority of their work in the United States. And while this won't matter to everybody, I think it's worth pointing out that Protech knives are always more powerful. Protech makes the most powerful side-opening autos ever. There's only one knife that fires harder than like Protech side openers. It's the Microtech Stitch auto fires a little bit hard, but that knife is just gigantic. I think it just has such a large coil spring in it. But these knives, it doesn't matter if they're large or small. Right there, almost flew out of my hand. They have really powerful action. So we have this strip. The one that I always saw was, I don't know if it was a titanium frame or a steel frame, and it had the compound blade. I think that's the one they used to kind of reveal the model. And then I think everybody knew that like a standard production version was coming. This is a good EDC sized auto. I'm going to guess it's probably about 7.5 to 7 3/4 inches. Let's go ahead and measure it here real quick. Yeah, almost exactly 7. It's a little more than 7.5. Blade length is 3 1/4. Cutting edge is about 3 1/8. My favorite style of blade for EDC, not aesthetically, but my favorite style of blade for EDC, something like this with a dropped nose, right? That's what I always say. Nice belly, Magnacut. I believe I had made a comment that a listing on Blade HQ for their Magnacut looked low, but I think that was in error. To my knowledge, Protech does a decent job, at least probably, a great job with Magnacut. I think I could be wrong about this. I want to say it's 61, 62, 63. Somewhere right in there, which is fine for me. I think that's great. It's really, for me, the issue is when I see it at like 59 or 60, but I don't know that for sure. The blade has a tumbled finish on it. We've got an aluminum. Oh wow, the backspacer. Hold on a second. Is this? Oh, okay. I was like, where are the screws? So they don't have any hardware showing on this side, and then this appears to be a separate. I wonder if it's not a backspacer, if it's all like attached to the frame and it's just milled that way. But it is cool. I like that. Typical Protech pocket clip. I do like that little sort of, whatever you want to call this valley that's milled into the aluminum. Let's see right here. It says Sinkovich design, Magnacut blade. Definitely Protech always does a good job with their geometry. In fact, I'm going to cut a piece of paper here real quick. Where am I? Oh, there it is. Just to get a feeling. Doesn't really prove anything. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Okay, so this is a cool product, and it doesn't feel any different than any of the other Protechs that I have handled recently. Very, very good quality. Aluminum, Magnacut, all great, made in the USA. I was a little shocked to hear what their target price point was. It was a huge range, which implies that there are a lot of different versions of this planned, I would guess, right? So you can get some like basic ones or some more dressy ones. So he said the range was 300 to 400. Now, if this is their most basic version of it, and they want $300 for it, I'm not super upset about that. Magnacut is expensive, definitely. Yes, you can find, like, for example, the Kershaw Livewire uses Magnacut. It's an OTF, and that thing runs 240, 250, something like that. I don't think their manufacturing costs are the same, and I'll leave it at that. But I'm not super unhappy with the idea of this costing $300. I would still like to see it less. What I don't want to see is this basic version coming in at $350. To me, it's really hard to justify, right? And a lot of you might say you own two Microtech stitches, and those things are aluminum and M390, and they're coming in at like 400 something. As the owner of those knives, I'm fully willing to admit that I think those things are overpriced too. It's like I always say, I think I can identify when I think something is overpriced and at the same time still want to buy it. Basically, what I would buy for myself and what I would advise to other people, it's not always the same, right? You can take that for however you'll take it. But it feels like a nice knife. This basic version doesn't feel dramatically outside of what I normally would expect from Protech. It does have some more designy aluminum, and I like that. I like the size. I like the blade. I think it's cool they're using Magnacut, assuming they're heat treating it correctly. And I recognize it's an expensive material. I really hope it's more like way down at the bottom, of that range at 300 versus 350 or 400, right, for something that is this basic. I think if they plan to do some more interesting versions with extra elements, right? If maybe you're going to release a version of it with a compound blade, or you're going to do like brass scales or something, okay, sure. Or not brass, bronze, right? They do that every now and then. Something like that. But I don't know, because they didn't give me the specifics on pricing. They just gave me a range of what to expect to see. So the Oligarch weight, super lightweight, 2.82 ounces. Anything under 3 ounces on this channel, I consider it ultra lightweight. That's definitely the case here. So if you were interested in the Oligarch and you wanted to know, does it feel just as high quality? Honestly, it just, every time I handle a new Protech, it just feels slightly better. Like they're really pumping out quality products. It's great. It's just stuff's getting really expensive one way or another, So we'll have to wait and see what these end up being priced at officially. But as far as the quality goes, it's very, very good. Expect a full comprehensive review of this knife a few weeks down the road from now. Of course, after I figure out what the final price tag is going to be, street price. That's going to be it for today, though. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe, because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.